Hey everybody, it's Julio from the Lawn Care Business Success Podcast. I'm here today with a tutorial on how to set up a basic WordPress website for your lawn care or other service business. In this tutorial, I'll be covering how to sign up with a web hosting provider, how to search for and register a domain name, how to install WordPress on that domain, and finally, how to set up WordPress to start a basic website with pages and menus for your lawn care business. This tutorial is mainly aimed at those with no experience in building websites or that sort of background and who may find this sort of thing to be a daunting task. So hopefully this video will take a bit of the mystery out of it. You'll be able to follow along step by step, and by the end of it have a basic website for your business. So let's get started.
So the first thing that you'll need to do to build a website for your lawn care business is you'll need to sign up with a web host provider. So these are services that will host your website on the internet for a monthly fee. And the one that I use for the Lawn Care Business Success website, as well as my Cloverdale Mowing business or company, lawn care company website, is hostupon. So if you'd like to give them a try, I have an affiliate link that you can find on the lawncarebusinesssuccess.com website. You can go to the resources page there and just scroll down to website hosting and hostupon, and that'll take you to hostupon.com through my affiliate link. So as you can see, it's $3.95 a month, and they give you unlimited disk space and bandwidth, unlimited email accounts, and the nice feature here that a lot of other domain names or host providers don't provide at this price point is unlimited add-on domains, which basically means that you can have more than one website on this one account for $3.95 a month. So to get started, you just click the Get Started tab, and you can go to the $3.95 a month package. And again, it's free. You get a free domain name included with that, unlimited disk space and bandwidth, MySQL databases, unlimited POP and IMAP email accounts, and unlimited add-on domain names. So you just click Sign Up Now. And here's where you're going to search or check availability of a domain name that you might want. So, www.whateveryourcompany.com, or you can change that to .ca or what have you. So once you've done that and you check availability, it'll either tell you that that name is available, or you may need to look for other names if it's already taken. You would then fill in your information there. And as you can see, on a 3-year term there, you'll get the website there for $3.95. Plus, you get the free domain name included. So you'd go down and put in your payment details and click Create Account. Now, once that's done, they're going to send you an email once they've registered your website and all that. And they will send you an email with your login details to get into your account. So what you're going to do then is whatever name you chose here that was approved, you're going to basically go to www.yourdomainname.com and then add a / and type in C, as in the letter C, panel, PANEL. And that's going to take you to the control panel. So I've got that already here, and what you're going to see is this site here. So what I'm using is a website that I have set up called heylawnguy.com, and it's just a spare website that I have that I use to test different websites. So I'll basically build a website on this website, and once it's ready, then I'll export it to the actual real website where it's going to be hosted, the real domain name, and then just delete it off of this page. So I just basically use this as an extra page to build websites and stuff. So anyways, you're going to be taken to the C panel. From here, you can go and log in with the details that they provided you in the email. So once you do that and you click log in, you're going to be taken to this page here, basically. So this is your control panel for your domain name. So this is where you can take care of your domain name, and you can see all sorts of things. So in with the hostupon, like I said, where you can have unlimited amounts of websites and stuff. Here, the add-on domains is where you would do that, where you would click that and you could add different domain names. So you would basically register multiple domain names with either hostupon or some other domain name company like GoDaddy or Hover, and then you could redirect those domain names to the name servers on hostupon, and you would do that all through here. But when you're dealing with just your first domain name, you don't have to deal or do any of that. It's already set up for you as the main domain. But what you need to do in your control panel is just go down to this Softaculous apps installer. Now this whole page here may look slightly different. I think the default is slightly different because you can actually go and change how through here, the switch theme I have up here, I have it as Paper Lantern. So it may be on a different theme when you first open your cPanel. So I just played around with the different themes to get different layouts to see how I sort of liked it. So basically, what you want to do is regardless of what the theme you're using is, a lot of these we'll call them apps for now, or icons will all be the same. It's just the overall page look could be slightly different. So anyways, you want to go to that Softaculous app installer and click on that. And we'll just let that load. And as you can see, they've got a bunch of different scripts that you can use. The one we're going to use is WordPress. So we'll click on that on the install. And as you can see here, it's going to bring up your domain name. So here's the main domain name that I'm using here, thehainlawnguy.com. If you had multiple domain names added through that add domain names that I showed you in the previous screen, they would be here in this drop down menu. You would click it in your other domain names. So if you wanted to install WordPress on a different website that you want to build, that's how you would do that. You want to, this WP here, you're just going to delete that because you don't need WordPress to be installed in any directory. You want it to be installed directly onto Hey Lawn Guy or your domain.com. And down here in administration of the account, here's where you would set up your username and password. And you want to make this obviously something that people are not going to remember. I'm obviously not going to set this up at the moment because I already have the Hey Lawn Guy set up, and I already have WordPress installed on it, and I already have a different username and password all set up on that account. So I'm not going to save any changes here so that it doesn't change it. And if you know a theme that you want to use for the look of your website, you can do that here. If not, it'll install the default theme. But anyways, you would go back down to the bottom and you would click install. Now, once that's done, you can go and check out your Hey Lawn Guy or your domainname.com's website. So if I go to that, this is what you're going to find is the WordPress has been installed, and it's just set up now as a basic website, basic blogging style website. Now, obviously, this is pretty bland and boring looking, so you're going to want to change that. Now, to do that, you just go back up to your URL bar here where you enter your domain names in your search in your browser window, and at the end of your domain.com you're going to enter a /admin, and once you do that, it's going to take you to a login page for WordPress, which looks like this, because now you have WordPress installed on that website. So now it's going to show you this administration page here, or the login page. And for this username and password here is the one that you set up in the control panel when you installed WordPress for that domain name. So once you would enter your credentials there, you would click login, and that's going to take you to your dashboard, which is basically the WordPress dashboard, the back end of your website. So this is the behind the scenes, basically, of your website. Now, this is going to enable you to change all the aspects of your website. And the first thing, as you can see here at a glance, it's saying that WordPress 4.41 is running the 2015 theme. Now, there's a 2015, there's a 2014, there's a 2013 theme. They're all the default themes. I think they change them each year slightly for WordPress. So it just installs the default theme if you didn't pick one already. But this is one of the things that you want to change, as it will dramatically change the look of your website. As we saw, if we go back to the main website there, you can see how plain and boring this is, the 2015 theme. So if we go back to the dashboard, you can go down to the Appearance tab, and you want to go to Customize and click that. So once you bring this up, it's going to bring up your website in the right-hand side here. And on the left-hand panel here, you're going to have a bunch of different options for just the basic looks and basic features of your website. Now, the theme, like I said, is one of the first things I would change. So you would click Change, and there's a bunch of different themes here. Now, if there's not, these are themes that I already have installed. If actually close this window and I go back to the Appearance and go to Themes here, this is probably an easier way to show you guys how to find new themes. So in the dashboard, you go to the Appearance, go to Themes. The themes that come, the 2015, there's a 2014 and a 2013 that come already installed on WordPress. This Hemingway is one of my favorite themes, so I had already installed it on my account. But if you want to look for themes, you just go up to here to this Add New, and it's going to bring you to a page, and there's here, it automatically loads the featured themes. So if you scroll down, you can see all the different themes. You can click them to preview them and see the details of those themes. But there's literally thousands of different themes. There's a popular tab here, and you can see you can completely change how your website is going to look from that basic boring theme. Now, some of these are free themes. Some of them are, you can find premium themes, and that sort of thing. So I would just play around with this and look for all the different themes. One of the things you want to look at when you're looking at themes is to make sure that the theme that you pick is mobile responsive. Now, if you've listened to my podcast in the past, you'll know that how I mentioned that Google recently in the fall there of 2015 implemented that if your website was not mobile responsive, that they would start to phase out your website or omit it from the Google search results for people that were searching for it on smartphones and stuff. So as you can imagine, with smartphones and tablets and stuff becoming more and more popular, and most people probably doing a lot of their browsing now on their smartphones, you want to make sure that your website shows up on Google searches on their phones. And if you don't have a theme that's mobile responsive, Google is not going to allow your website to show up on their search engine. So what is mobile responsive? What does that mean? Well, if I go to my actual company website here. So this is my lawn care, my real lawn care company's website. You can see this is the website that I built just this past winter, just before Christmas. I built this as a new look for my website because the old version was not mobile responsive. So the old version was just was actually based on a very old version of Microsoft Front Page that I had built, and I used that for the first 5 years of my business. And now that I like the look of it and stuff, but again, it wasn't mobile responsive. So if somebody was viewing it on a smartphone, it would just show the desktop version only, and they would have to pinch and zoom and do all that sort of stuff to even be able to read the website because it wasn't formatted for a phone. So with a mobile responsive phone, or sorry, website, the idea is that it will adjust to whatever screen size your potential customer is using to look at your website. So now if you think about how people are searching the internet now, there's everything from smartphones to 7-inch tablets, to iPads and now iPad Pros, to MacBooks, to laptops, to even televisions that people are surfing the internet on. So those screen sizes all vary, and a mobile responsive website will automatically adjust to that screen size, whatever it is. So if you look at here, this is the desktop version of my company's website. So if we scroll down, you can see basically what the website looks like. And now see if I can bring up my iPhone here on the screen at the same time to show you guys what my website looks like on a phone. So here is a little app I can use to show you guys what my phone is currently doing. So this is like I said, the desktop version of my website, but if I go to my phone, and you can see here, this is the mobile responsive version of my website. So let me see if I can scroll down at the same time, and you guys can see the difference. So here you can see like these graphics here that I have are side by side in the desktop version, but on the phone version, it automatically puts them in a single column view. And then you get to all the text, and you can see all that there. Let me scroll down, and there's the different sizes of graphics. I get to the bottom of my page, you can see I have a gallery here, a little section called the news section, and then I have a YouTube video here of a little basic kind of like a commercial that I did. So on the phone side, you see that it does it in column view. So the galleries first, and then the news section, and then it goes to the video next. And then the other thing you'll notice on the mobile version is that on the desktop version, my menu is at the top here, side by side. But on the phone version, because of lack of space, what they do is they put it in sort of a hamburger button. So if I click that on my phone, it drops down those services, or sorry, those menu items there. So, and then another thing I'll show you is using different things. Like if I go to my services here, you see that it just brings up a list of services. If I do that on the phone, and see if that'll load. There we go. So it just brings them up there. And then with these, all these services, I have an actual web page set up for every service. If I click on one, it'll open, the corresponding web page for lawn mowing, for moss control, for organic lawn care, that sort of thing. And if we go to the free estimate page, I use a plugin called Jotform that lets me create online forms that I can embed into my website. And you'll see on the mobile version that it just formats it a little bit differently, just sort of in that column view, but all the same information. Now, Jotform is a plugin that you can use on WordPress that I would highly recommend, because like I say, it lets your customers enter their information here, and you can set up the form exactly how you want, what fields you want them to fill out. You can put whatever services and things you want. They can click on it, they submit form, and it automatically emails you that information so that you can contact if you're out on a job. You know, you get that email right away with the customer's contact information and what they're exactly looking for in a quote. So when you're calling them back, you already have an idea of what they're looking for, and also, you know, their address and stuff like that. So you know the area basically already before calling them, what area they're in and stuff. The really nice thing is that there's a free Jotform app that you can download as well, and it keeps track of all of the inquiries that you get through the Jotform there. So you can just load up the app, and instead of going through your email on your phone and having to search through emails for that particular one, you can just go to the Jotform app, and they're all there chronologically in order of from the newest to the oldest inquiry there, and it keeps track in years and that sort of thing. So every inquiry you've ever had through Jotform is there basically in a database for free. So that's a great plugin to keep track of. So basically that shows you what the difference, or why you want a mobile version of a theme when you're looking at that. So I'm just going to close out the phone here and get back to just the computer. So this is like I say, a theme that I use. I actually use the same theme on my company website as I do on the Lawn Care Business Success website. You'll see some, obviously some resemblances or similarities there between the two. On this one here, I'm using a sidebar where I can have some things on the side there. This, though, I probably will change because this is one of the things, even though it's mobile responsive, the stuff on the sidebar doesn't show up on a cell phone, for example. So I'm probably going to change this to a column view and just get rid of the sidebar stuff and have it either at the bottom, like I do with my actual company website, where I have it all sort of in one single view, and anything extra I keep at the bottom where I can put that in order in a column view. So this theme here that I'm using is called Hemingway. So we're going to get back to the Add Themes page, and I'm going to go to the tab here since I already have it, but you could search for it here. So let's take a look. So there it is here, Hemingway. Spelled it wrong when I was first doing that search there, but and as you can see, it's already installed. So that's a theme that I like using. So I'm just going to go back up to themes, and I'm going to click on the Hemingway theme that I have installed. I'm just going to activate it. So as you can see now, my website has changed from the 2015 to now the active theme being the Hemingway. So if we go back up to this page here, which had our the website on it, and if I refresh it, you can see that now the theme has changed. So this is what the website is currently looking like. So now if I go back up to back into our dashboard and go into the appearance again, and now we can go into customize. And here's where you can change a lot of the stuff, like the colors of your website, accent colors and stuff. So if I click the accent color, you can see the color there that's selected. That green I sort of like. It goes really well. And here's where you can add a logo at the top. So if you added or you had an image of a logo, it would show up here in the center. So if you click select image, it'll just let you browse through your computer to find the logo that you want to use. Site identity, if we put in a site title like say My Lawn Care Company, and we can add say a tagline, when the grass is growing, we are mowing. And if we go back out there, click on that, site identity, and we've got our colors, we've got our logo selected, and our header image. So this is where you can change this picture here. So if you had another picture, like you can see here from my website, I've got a picture of actual customer lawn that I mow. So I put their picture there. The logo image is this black bar that I added here that I made in Photoshop. So that's what you can do there. And basically, what else do we have? We have a background image that you can change, and you can change your menus. So here's where you can add and change menu items on your website. This can also be done through the pages or adding pages to the website through the other dashboard panel. The nice thing here is if you actually set a menu up here, rather than doing it through the pages section, and I'll show you back to my website here. So this was done through the menu item, and it sets up the menu pages. Now, if you start doing WordPress and you add a page, it's going to automatically add pages as menu items. The problem is if you get into an area like this where I have services and I click that services, I have a bunch of services. So if I, as pages, so if I go to lawn mowing here to give you a better idea. So I have a lawn mowing page that shows you know, a little bit of and explains a little bit about the lawn mowing service. Now, this would set up as its own menu item if I did it just basically through the pages. By setting it the menu structure through the menu part, it lets me just have what I want to show up in the menu, and then I can have all other pages show up underneath menu items, like the services being all of these web pages that I have built. So it takes a little bit of getting used to. You'll have to play around with it quite a bit. And you may, you know, it can be a little bit frustrating in the beginning, but it's not all that bad. It's pretty simple to set up and get going. So as you can see, there's that little tab there, background image and widgets and stuff that you can add. Now the widgets just goes to your footer bar, So there's 3 footer sections and then the sidebar. So this, if you look at that lawn care business success website that I was talking about, where that's side images here, this is the sidebar that it has set up. So on this website here, if I go back to the customizer, if I were to go to the sidebar and add a widget, for example, so it's going to bring up a bunch of different things. Now with one of the most common ones I use is this one, the text, where you can just cut and paste the HTML code or text or photos and stuff, and you would put that in there and it would show up now as a sidebar. But like I said, on to have it completely mobile responsive, I will not be using sidebars anymore. Instead, I'll be using the footers as they automatically adapt in that main column. So on a mobile website, what it likes is it likes a single column, and it can adapt that to any size screen. So once you start adding a sidebar, basically you have 2 different screens that it's looking at. It considers it as 2 different screens, like this here, where once you get down past the top, it's considering this as the main website page and this as a secondary website page. So on a mobile device, it's not showing up anything that's on this side. So whereas if I go to my regular website here, you'll see that there is no sidebar that I installed on this one. So it's one single view. So this adapts perfectly for a mobile website. And it's also cleaner and simpler, especially for a lawn care website. It's not like this is a news website or a blog or something like that. So it's, you keep it simple and clean with just the menu structure and one single view for all of your information. So we go back to that page there. So that's the overall, like the basic customizing or basic look of the website. Once you're done that, you would save it. To set up your menus, like I said, you can do it through this little tab here, but you'll first have to set up a few pages first that you can direct or act as your menus. So what you need to do is just go out and exit out of here to go back to the dashboard. And then you're going to go to this tab here where it says pages and add new. So you just click on that. And here where it brings up the add new page. So basically you're just going to type in the titles of the pages or that you want to act as your menu items. So if, first, a main one would be your home page. So you click publish and then go down here to add new again. And then we might want a services page. And we can click publish. And as well here, click add new again, and we'll probably have a contact. Click publish, and then add new. And then if you want a free estimate page like I use, you just click publish. Now here too, as well as when you're doing those pages, they have some page attributes that you can change for those pages. So right now, just quickly in this thing, I did it as the default template. But if you drag down before you were to publish your page, you can set up the one that you want. So you can have one with a no sidebar, which is what I would recommend, or full width template. That sort of idea is what I use now on my new page, so that it just shows up in column form. You can play with them and see how they look and see what you prefer. But that's just a little tip there when you're doing that. So now if we go back to our pages, and you'll see that it's created links for you at yourwebsite.com/ and then the name of the website. So this is something that I think by default comes up by setting it up as page numbers. and you can go into the settings, into your general settings, and change that, the permalinks there. So if we click on permalinks there, yeah, you can click it to change your link. So every time you create a new page or something, that you can change it as the post name. Otherwise, it'll be, this is the standard here where it creates a P equals 1, 2, 3 or whatever. So you want to change that to the actual page name, so that you can tell people to go to, yourwebsite.com/services or whatever to take them to that particular page. So anyways, back to creating menus. So if we go to our pages now, click here, you can see there's the pages that you've created now, that are going to act as the basis of your menu items. So now if we go back to the appearance and go back to customize, and takes us back to that customize page, and we can go now to menus, and you'll notice that a new item has shown up because we've created pages. So WordPress is primarily used for blogs, where your front page would have your blog item. So every time you entered a new blog, or created a new blog entry, it would automatically show up in chronological order, bumping the last entry down. But for a standard website, you wouldn't want to do that. So what you would do instead is you would click that, and you would say that you want to have a static front page. And so normally this would be the default, your latest posts. So you would change it to this static front page. And from here, you can click which page you want, and it's of the ones you just created. So you would go to and select the home page as your static front page. So then you would click and save, go back out, and then go to menus. And you'll see here it says menu number 1. Click on that. And what you want to do is you want to add items to that menu. So you click on that, and then you go to pages. Right here, it drops down, and we basically tell it what pages you want. So you would click this top one here as your home page, and then you would click, say you want services, and then contact, and then free estimate. And then you click save and publish. So as you can see here, it's got the home page, services, contact, and free estimates now set up as the menu items across our website. And you can see also that it's also changed the name and the site identity of the little tabs that we put. So the My Lawn Care company that I entered, and when the grass is growing, we are mowing, little tagline. This you can or cannot use if you're going to be putting a logo here or importing a logo graphic here. You probably won't want to add the site identity stuff so that it doesn't conflict with the logo that you're adding, depending on the sizes and stuff. But it's all stuff that you want to play with. So basically here now we go. So if we click on services, it's going to go to that services page. You see it highlights services, and now we're on the services page. And the same with contacting, or if we go to free estimate, it's just going to bring you up to that page there. And basically that is your basic website. Now we can go into, now if we close this window here, or this tab here, to go back to the main dashboard, you'll notice there's your websites there, and you can see that it's changed the home page to the front page as you indicated by selecting a static front page in that last customizing panel there. So this is now your home page, and basically if you want to go in like I did with my website here, so when you customize a page for in this particular theme, you'll notice this, the image here with the logo that I added here and the menu items will stay the same for every web page. So when you're actually customizing a web page, what you're doing is you're customizing this white section here down to the bottom of the footer. So this is the section here. So this is where you can add your text and your thing. So if we go back to the pages, right, and we go to the home page, we can click on that. So this is basically what the home page would look like. So you've got some tools here that you can use. By default, there's some text, there's a visual. There's a text tab here if you want to add like HTML code and stuff to your website. But basically you can go hello and welcome to my business site. And you can either have that justified on the left. You could also, click the center justify and have it there. Hit enter a couple times. Say you had a photo or something you wanted to install on that. What you would do is you would go to the add media. So for here you want to upload some files, and you go to select files. And what I'll do is go to my desktop, select something, say choose. It's going to upload that to there. So there, it's added whatever files you want to add, whatever photos you want to add, and there it is. So then you can say select and insert that page. So basically it keeps a catalog of all the pictures you want to upload, and you can use them on multiple pages of your website. But anyways, you would select that. And there you go. It adds a little image there. Hit return, and you can add some more text. And so if we update, and remember this is the home page. So actually, if we go into the tab I have here open of the website and we refresh. Well, there you go. We've got the home page loaded now. It's got the information there. It's got our tabs there. If I go to free estimates, it's going to go to the free estimate page. If I go back to the home page, it'll go back to the page of the thing. Now you'll notice that this seems justified on the left, and that's because, like I said, when I first did those first pages, I did them as the sort of standard default, and I didn't select that page attributes to not make it with the sidebar. So if we want to change that, we can go back to edit page here, and this is what I'm talking about for the templates under page default. So for your home page, what we could do is go no sidebar template and update that. And if we go back to there and reload it, there we go. So now it's showing up as sort of center justified. The other one that you can try, so we can take a look at that one, is change it just to a full width template. I think this is the one that I use. So we just update that and go back and reload. And there we go. Yeah, that's the one that I use. So it keeps the title entries and stuff on the left side, puts everything that you're working on sort of in the center, but there's no sidebar. So it just keeps it nice and clean looking. So now you'll notice you have your services. So how do you add more pages to, say, your services menu and that sort of thing? So to do that, you're going to, I'm going to go back to the edit page, and I'm going to go to add a new page. Say I wanted to have a lawn mowing page. I would go down and I would change that attribute back to full width, and I would publish that. And say I want to add a page on landscaping. Oops. Landscaping. And again, I would change it to full width. And I would publish that page. And I could have a page on, say, fertilizer, for example. And I could change that to full width template and publish that one. So if we go to our pages, you'll see now that we have the fertilizer page, there's a lawn mowing page, a landscaping page, on top of those other pages that we had set up. So for ease of making the website, and for the sake of mobile responsiveness, the easiest thing to do is just to have all those pages listed under one of your other pages. So if we go to back to my website, and what I mean by that is you have the option of having, say, when you scroll over your menus, like the services one, for it to drop down another menu of your services. But in my case, I found it easier on the mobile responsive on the phone version of the website if all the services were just listed on a page. So if you click on the services, in my case, because there are so many different services and individual web pages for each service, it was just easier to drop it to as a page that people can then just go on and click it, and you get the same view on the phone. Whereas because here on the desktop version, if I made it into a drop-down menu here, on the desktop version, it works fine. But when you go to the mobile version, then it gets a little bit more complicated, because then you've got this huge drop down menu that just drops down and down and down with all the different pages. And when you're scrolling, say, down the page to maybe on the phone, you can only see the first 5 of the drop down menu, and you got to scroll down. You might accidentally hit one of those because they take up the full screen, and it would automatically load, the page that you're not looking for. So it was a little bit more confusing that way. So it was just easier to make it as a page on the services that I could list the services. So how we do that, if I go back to my pages, is I would go to the services page, and what I would do is I would enter those listings that we did. So we had lawn mowing, and you can do it like this. You can do it as a bullet point, however you like it. I think I did it as a bullet point on mine, but landscaping, and you just add your services. So we had lawn mowing, we had landscaping, and the third one there that we had was fertilizing. So how I just did it was, on my services page, I entered the those services that we had. I'm also going to change this template to the full width because I hadn't done that yet. But you type out your services, you highlight it, and then you want to go and insert a link. So you would click insert a link, and you're going to notice here that all your pages show up. So the first one here is lawn mowing. So we click the lawn mowing, and you can have it either open it in a new tab or link to your existing content. We're just going to link it to existing content in the page. So we add link, and then we go to landscaping. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to add a link, and this time we go and look for the landscaping page, and we click that. Now, if you're going to an off-site page, like say on my lawn care business success website, if somebody clicks on one of the affiliate links, and I have it selected so that it opens that link in a new tab, so that my lawn care business success website still stays open on their computer, so it doesn't go away. It stays open, and then the new tab opens up with the link. But for when you're doing it on your own website, you usually just have it switch around. So we click that, add link, and then fertilizing. Do the same thing, and we look for fertilizing, and we click that and add the link, and then we update. So we've got that updated. It's got the 3 links there, and if we go to the page, the tab that I have with the page, and we just refresh that, you'll notice the services page has now those links. If we go to the home page, it goes back to the home page there that we set up, the services, we click, and now it goes to those, the page with the links. And if we click on those individual links, then it's going to take you to those individual pages of those individual services. So hopefully that helps you guys set up a really basic WordPress website. I'm not going to get into any more just for the sake of the length of this video, but you can see you can get as technical as you want, and as you play around with it more and more, you can do a lot more things. You can explore plugins like that free estimate one that I was telling you about in Jotform. So you can go there and create a free account. You download the plugin, and basically, actually, let me show you that. Show you how to or where to find plugins. So once you're done with your pages there, you can then go here to plugins, and this is where you would find all sorts of different plugins. You can go plugins, you can add a new plugin. So these are all the different plugins. You can research all sorts of ones. Let me see if I can find the Jotform one. Now with this one here, the spelling has to be perfect. If there's a spaces or non-spaces, it's not going to find it. So you pretty much have to type in the exact phrase used. So as you can see here, it's not finding it there with the space. Let me take the space out of it and try that. And there you go. So Jotform they're using it as one word. So basically that's this is the one that I used, embed form. So you would click install now. It would install the form and add the control panel or preferences there where you can go and customize, and then there'll usually be like a code or something that you can like HTML code or something that you can go to your back out to your pages, and you would go to the free estimate page. And when you're in your plugins, you would see the Jotform plugin here, and it'll give you, once you fill it out and log in and all that sort of stuff, it's going to give you sort of the HTML code that you can cut and paste. So you would copy it, and then you would go to the page that you want, the free estimate page, and you would go up here to the text, and this is where you would just right click and paste that code and then update, and then just like my website here, when I go to free estimate, then that you'll notice how it loaded that as I clicked it. So it would load that plugin right there. So there's tons of plugins. There's ones for like the contact page if you don't want to have like I just basically put some basic information here, but there's ones that you can add sort of like the email box and stuff where people can type in their message right there. There's plugins for just about everything. And as you get more and more experienced, you can play around with your website. But hopefully that'll get you to this point where you have a basic website for your lawn care business. And by learning it, like I say, it might be a bit frustrating in the beginning. Just take your time, play around with stuff. You can go into your dashboard and go to your tools, and you can export your website to save it onto your computer's hard drive as a backup in case you mess things up, and then you can always just start from scratch again and upload what you had done previously. But basically, hopefully that'll get you to a point where you have a basic website like this with your home services contact. You're not having to rely on a web hosting, or sorry, a web design company to come out and make your website, and to pay them large fees on designing the website. Plus, this way you have complete control. You can update the information as you need it. The whole front and back end of your website, and you can make it work for you. So hopefully you guys have been able to follow along. If you're complete newbies, if you have any questions or need some help, you can always contact me and let me know. And hopefully this will take the mystery and any sort of reservations you have about how to build your own website, or what you can do with your website. As you can see, this is sort of just the basic look here using the Hemingway theme for mine. And obviously if I click on lawncarebusinesssuccess.com, you can see this is the same Hemingway theme that I've made this website into. And if I go to my own company website, you can see this is the exact same theme and exact same structure that I've used to make my company's website. So hopefully that helps you guys. And if you have any questions, just let me know. All right. Thanks, and bye for now.